Presentation is the presence of Royal Highness. Now, Pepsi and Michael have had the opportunity to do great lot of things together, but the best kind of things we do is help disadvantaged youth. So, both of us like to present this to Princess Trust and Great Women's Free Hospital. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope so. These guys don't see getting out. Well, I asked why we did it in dollars instead of pounds, and they said, well, the dollar was rising now, so get a little bit more. Represents all three albums.
So far, this is very handy.
In a recent G8 meeting in Rome, the leaders of the world discussed the passing of Michael Jackson with President Obama. Correcting Italy's Silvio Berlusconi, there was no question about where President Obama is standing on this issue.
He said the best, not one of the best.
No, ne le flatte pas. What was his reaction to the death of Michael Jackson?
I talked to him about it this morning. Look, he said to me that obviously Michael Jackson was a spectacular...
Historically, U.S. presidents from both parties welcomed Michael Jackson to the White House, starting with President Carter. In 1984, President Reagan invited Jackson to the White House to thank him for supporting a campaign against drunk driving.
President of the United States, Mrs. Reagan, and Mr. Michael Jackson.
Well, isn't this a thriller? I'm delighted to see all of you here today. We haven't seen this many people since we left China.
He is totally opposed to drugs and alcohol and is using his popularity to influence young people against them. That's what Reagan wrote in his diary at the time.
One of the most talented, most popular, and most exciting superstars in the music world today.
The first
Michael
President
Jackson.
Bush also complimented Jackson, appearing with him in the Rose Garden in 1990, and noting that Jackson had received a humanitarian award from the Capitol Children's Museum. Jackson sang "Heal the World" at President Clinton's first inaugural gala in 1993. President Obama mentioned the great joy that Michael Jackson brought to a lot of people through his extraordinary gifts as an entertainer.
Michael Jackson will go down in history as one of our greatest entertainers. I grew up on his music. Still have all his stuff on my iPod. I think that his brilliance as a performer also was paired with a tragic and in many ways sad personal life. But I'm glad to see that he is being remembered primarily for the great joy that he brought to a lot of people through his extraordinary gifts as an entertainer.
Before his death, Michael Jackson became a symbol of resistance for the Iranian post-election movement. And it's also reported that he was about to engage the North Korean dictator Kim Jong-il, an assumed-to-be fan, to help free 2 American journalists imprisoned in North Korea.
So many people are on television that don't know me, and they're like experts on me. You know, when Michael Jackson died, I knew him very well, and everybody was talking about Michael Jackson. They didn't know him. Well, one thing about Michael Jackson, he lived in Trump Tower. And I see your show all the time, Michael Jackson. Every night you have Michael Jackson, blah, blah, blah. You know, 15 years ago, I went to Madison Square Garden and I watched Michael Jackson perform and do the moonwalk across the stage. And I said, I don't think I've ever seen anything. There was no entertainer like him. He lives in various of my buildings. I mean, he sort of follows me around in the sense of he likes what I have.
Well, I know him very well. He's lived in my buildings.
Perfect gentleman. We never had one problem. He's a friend of mine. I mean, he's a good guy. You know, he's a little different.
Badly for all this.
Well, he's gone through a lot.
I'm going to stick up for him because nobody else is, but I don't believe it.
Michael was a great friend of ours, actually. And he lived in Trump Tower for a long period of time. And he was a sweet guy, special guy. He was with me many, many times, at Mar-a-Lago in particular, in Palm Beach. And so many unbelievable weekends took place with Michael, especially in Palm Beach.
Jr. and his connection to Donald Trump in the plan, as well as various other coded messages, has been hidden inside of past events. Is it possible that we have missed one of the biggest revelations of Q? That Michael Jackson and Donald Trump are connected? Did Donald Trump and QAnon help Michael Jackson to fake his death to escape the Illuminati death sentence and to ultimately join the alliance by providing insight and revelation into the pedophile satanic network of the elite? Michael Jackson was a child star that grew up in the entertainment industry. What did he know? What did he share with Trump? Is Michael Jackson alive, working alongside Trump and JFK Jr. and QAnon to destroy the Illuminati? This video will open your eyes to many things. Do your own research and judge for yourself. But in the words of Q, how many coincidences before it is mathematically impossible? Future will prove the past. Before Michael Jackson died, he attempted to break away from his Illuminati handlers and Sony Records. He went on the offense, openly condemning the company and its CEO, Tommy Mottola, as a devil. Michael also sent a coded message that Sony wanted to kill him. Michael appears fearless, as though he is being protected by an elite force from this satanic cult. Because most entertainers would never openly challenge the Illuminati, was Trump and QAnon protecting Michael as they did JFK Jr. 10 years earlier? Michael also revealed that he was able to outsmart Sony with a crafty business strategy and was leaving a free agent and owning half of Sony Records, a multi-billion-dollar company. Was Donald Trump guiding him to victory? As Michael walked off the stage, he sent a bold threat to the devil, Tommy Mottola, claiming that the executive will be terminated, and makes a bold prediction that the best was yet to come. Was Michael talking about the storm?
The tradition of great performers from, and I really want you to hear what I have to say. The tradition of great performers from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson to Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. The story is usually the same though. You know, these guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same. They usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad, and the story is very sad in the end. Sony, being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer, myself, would outthink them. Yeah! So I'm leaving Sony a free agent, owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's publishing, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know.
Tell him! Say it, Michael! Tell the story!
But, so, the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album. And Tommy Mottola is a devil. I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret.
Say it!
Please don't videotape what I'm going to say, okay? Turn that off, please. No, what? I don't mind. Tape it.
Oh! Michael is getting gangsta today! Yeah.
Mariah Carey, after divorcing Tommy, came to me crying. She was crying so badly I had to hold her. And she said to me that this is an evil man. And Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones. And he's very, very evil, and she doesn't trust him. And he is a horrible human being. And we have to continue our drive until he's terminated.
Oh! There you go!
We can't allow him to do this to great artistry. We just can't. I just want you to know I appreciate everything you've done. You've been amazing. You're so loyal, Diana. Everybody, Waldo, all the people here, I love you all. You've been amazing.
Thank you!
I love you. But still, I promise you, the best is yet to come.
Sony will soon own the full rights to some of the biggest names in music. Maribel Abrams joining us live from the NASDAQ market site in New York with details on this deal. Maribel, good morning.
Good morning, Owen. This deal has Sony buying out Michael Jackson's stake in music publisher Sony ATV. Now, the company will pay the estate of the late pop singer $750 million in the deal. Sony ATV is the world's largest music publisher, and it controls songs such as the Beatles' All You Need Is Love. It also represents copyrights of musicians such as Bob Dylan, Queen, and the Rolling Stones.
In a recorded interview with the son of legendary singer James Brown, he explained how Michael Jackson and James Brown talked about getting out of the Illuminati and that they had made a deal with the devil for the fame and the fortune that they had received. Understanding that the only way to get out of the Illuminati is by death, is it possible that Donald Trump and Q helped Michael to fake his death in exchange for information and testimony about the pedophile satanic cult in the music industry?
No, we got a lot to talk about the music, but first I want to get back to the Michael. You mentioned Michael Jackson, and MJ obviously derived so much from your father, and he loved your father to the point that he spent an hour alone with him after he passed away.
It was 2 hours. Yeah. He was so close to my father till, you know, everything he did was because of what my father taught him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to the last time he came out, you know, he was talking about Sony and different things, you know. He called my dad before that. Because both of them had talked about getting out. Now, whatever that is, getting out. You know, they were tired of it, you know, and
this goes. You think this goes back to the ownership of
exactly
the brand,
exactly.
of
The crossroads, you know, the selling of your soul, all kind of things that happen.
So now what? Now going back to who was it that wrote that did the song "I Sold My Soul to the Devil"? It's,
I know you're talking about Robert
the blues singer.
Yeah.
Robert Johnson, right?
Yeah.
And his whole deal with the devil, and then do you think that is real in the music business?
Very much. I mean, it's very much real.
This is where the story gets creepy.